You fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep.
We record while you snoring. Never been about that Taurus. We snapping on Taurus. We play to win, better forfeit. Stun gun singing like chorus. We landed in Florida, still in the middle of the forest. You better run like Forrest. Every bar gold, that's oral. So glow, the aura. When I go to girl Dolores. We skirt off to Lauren. Back to the future, we travel. We zoom into planets, we moving, we out. Yeah, passing you humans, we zapping you losers, bananas, we shooting, no doubt. Yeah, nobody even come close. Beating the odds with my bros. We're the squad and you know. Gone with no rappers, I've gone. Oh no.
I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. You fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep.
Hey, that's my cue to come in. Slept on us too long, now you off it when they're coming. Closing up the shuttle, 3, 2, 1, we're launching. Into outer space, blasting right past your assumptions. Slinging hammers with the boys, veteran we making noise. Thicker than the fattest cores, deeper than the hemorrhoids. Elevated people voice, get the power from the source. Danger, 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 danger. Turning back is not a choice. Y'all can't go. Look.
I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. You fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. You fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep.
Banger, 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 gotta bang. We the ones that put the words that's scrolling out in outer space. You don't want a war with stars, we all a problem. We the gang that took over these coordinates, don't bring it our way. Fire, fire, better retire. On the job, ain't no one higher. High up, see the hardest drivers. Galaxy fighters, alien siders. Out in the field, we left them signs in. This is seismic, broke that ground, that's why we signed up. Zodiac signs ain't knowing when
I'm a desperado, there will be no next to follow. Time I give them extra throttle, but I never need to flex it. Better when you exit, we shine like Apollo. And I gotta hold this to accolades, I'm feeling like Milano. No rappers have gone the motto, ayy.
Fire, fire, burning all through my veins, aiming higher and higher. Enemies know my name. Banger, 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 gotta bang. We the ones that put the words that's scrolling out in outer space. You don't want a war with stars, we all a problem. We the gang that took over these coordinates, don't bring it our way. This that make them wanna bounce. Tag them, bag them, going dragging, racking up the body counts. Breathing fire on my rivals, melting every single rifle. Burning cities to the ground, most are dead upon arrival.
Going down must be your FICO, no we're going at you like a hypo.
Allergenic, venomous viper, killing it sniper, in your vitals.
And echoing like a rhino, or etching them like a vinyl.
We unidentified flying in Space Force, you know the title. Ay. Fire, fire.
Welcome to Plausible Foolishness. We're back from the Thanksgiving holiday, and I'm happy to be here. I am one of the two kings of the Rube Empire, the Philosopher King, the Ivory Tower, the Mad Scientist Matt, and I've got a perspective on things. With me, the Kick-Ass Duke, the right hand of the kings,
Oh, yeah.
the producer, Dusty. How you doing, Dusty?
Matt, how are you doing, buddy? Happy Thanksgiving. Are you ready for Christmas? Because it's coming up quick.
Yeah, too quick.
24 days away.
Too quick.
I mean, come on.
Too quick.
25 days. Whatever.
Yeah,
It's
I'm ready.
coming up.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Still haven't put lights up.
Yeah.
The tree is up.
Well, my tree is up, but I'm still not ready. My lights are up outside, but yeah, I'm still not ready.
Word.
So,
This is good.
are you ready for tonight, though? I mean, we've got a lot to cover here. I mean, my docket is full.
Oh yeah. I am ready for tonight.
There's
just
a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of news stories.
Yes.
Now the main one we're gonna get to is the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. In case you don't remember, Epstein did not kill himself, and Ghislaine Maxwell was his madam, procuring young girls for him to exploit.
Just as madam. I would think she did a lot more than that.
Well, there's a lot going on there, and the Maxwell trial has started, and I think today was day 2, maybe day 3, day 2. I'm gonna say day 2.
I think they too.
Yeah. Anyway, but we can run down some quick stories before we jump on that tasty morsel. First off, actually, there's something I've been wanting to say. Well, okay, no, two things.
Oh.
Two things. First off, we have 14 days to complete this goal up above. We need to raise $150 to keep up the multi-stream going so that we can stream to 3 places at once, and other things. It helps us. You know, it's all operating costs of running the stream. We're at 66, so we need another $90 or so in 14 days, and we need you to help us out. And you know, if you're enjoying what you see, you know, donation links. You can subscribe on Twitch. You know, you can do that, but half your money goes to Amazon. Or you can do the donation link in the About section on Twitch, on our channel page. Or in the links, you know, in the liners on YouTube and Facebook. And all of that money comes to us. So
that would help.
Yes. So then you're not wasting money on, you know, people who don't share your values, and you know, yeah. Anyway, the second thing that I wanted to say was, you know, we've been talking about the Capitol riots since day one, right? And
oh, you mean the 30,000 people that stormed the Capitol?
Yeah, stormed.
Wasn't 1,000?
I doubt it was 30. Yeah, no, not even close to 30,000.
More like 100, 150 maybe that got in.
Yeah, I mean,
it does help.
Maybe a few hundred more,
officers,
maybe at most. What's that?
It did help that the police officers there opened the gates for them and said, "Come on in."
Yeah, remove the barriers, open the doors, walk them around. You know,
come on.
That's
in,
barring
come on.
barring the incident with Ashley Babbitt, who got shot and killed.
Yes.
The rest of it was pretty tame from what we've been shown. and we have not seen 10,000 plus hours of video footage. But there were people like Elijah Schaffer who were there with their press credentials, and they I think him and Tucker are working on a documentary about it, or produced a documentary about it. I don't know. Either way.
So here's a question for you. Security cameras all over that building,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
Down every hallway, everything. Why hasn't none of that footage been released
Well,
yet?
that's what we're saying. Yeah, there's 10,000 plus hours that we haven't seen.
Where is it? Why wouldn't they release?
Because it doesn't
This
show
is
what they
such-
want to tell us that it shows.
Why aren't they releasing the videos? Just asking for a friend of mine that I just
Yeah.
he wants to know.
Because it doesn't show anything. They can't release that and then tell the story that they want us to all believe. But the reason I'm bringing this up though is that early on I made some speculations that there were a lot of there were a lot of actors there, a lot of instigators, right? And there was a BLM activist who was in the crowd urging what was going on with Ashley Babbitt and all them, right?
Okay.
But I had also speculated that the MAGA shaman dude with the horns and everything, that he was also, because he just seems so, Instagram influencer, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. It didn't fit in with that the atypical conservative.
Correct. Well, I would like to upfront say that I was wrong, because if you hadn't heard, he's one of the people that, because at first he hadn't been arrested or anything if this was so bad, and so that was my speculation. He hasn't been arrested, and he's there as a he's there to instigate, at best. But he was arrested later, and apparently all the people who've been arrested have been in terrible conditions, according to their lawyer.
Really?
Oh yeah, according to their lawyers, terrible conditions they've been in solitary for like months upon months, so essentially tortured.
Okay. Is that illegal? Oh wait, that doesn't matter.
You don't remember the Patriot Act? Nothing's illegal anymore. Not for the government.
That's true.
All they have to do is just label you. You put a certain label on you, and they're good to go. They can do whatever.
Yay!
And he
Here's the
got
key.
3.
Put away.
He was sentenced to 3 years.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I think it's actually like 31 months. And including time served.
And they didn't film any of the trial because
that's not okay. This would be that's one thing that we need to talk about for the Maxwell trial. So we'll get to that. There's a reason. Most likely,
right.
I mean, it would have to be the same reason. Anyway, so I just wanted to put that out there. We were wrong. It was pure speculation at the time, and we weren't reporting it as the truth. It was just speculation, but I speculated wrong, and the dude, as outlandish as he is or whatever, 3 years. I mean, and we have the video of him, and he's just freaking walking around.
Yeah.
He comes into that chamber, and he's just chilling with the guard, didn't do a damn thing, and he's got 3 years. Total BS. Plus, the solitary confinement and all that other garbage. Sorry.
Yeah. I was just going to say he did, enter the property and whatnot without permission, and small stuff like that. But that's besides the point.
You mean without the permission of the guards who open the doors for them?
Oh, well, there is that.
Yeah. Huh. Tyranny, folks. It's real. We live in an authoritarian state.
Yes.
Anyway, okay, so let's jump onto the all those article topics that you mentioned. Let's go. Let's run through them real quick.
Oh, you want to run through all of them?
Well, a few. Whatever you think's the most important. Let's talk about it.
I want to start off with a little bit of a joke that they named Omicron instead of naming it. What was it? Z?
Yeah.
Xi?
It would be Z. Yeah.
I?
Z. It's the Greek word. Greek letter, I mean.
Greek letter of Z, because the leader of China's name is Z.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yes. No. They totally skipped over it for completely other reasons. Mainly that you don't know the Greek alphabet, so we thought we would get away with it.
Yeah.
Or the WHO is closely tied to China, and yeah.
Whom is funded by China? Yeah. Let's see. A judge blocks the COVID vaccine mandate for healthcare workers in 10 states.
Nice.
So that's a big win. By the way, he's one of the judges that Trump appointed.
That was good work.
Thank you.
Good work there.
Yeah, that was good work. Yeah. So 10 states, Missouri, Nebraska, Alaska, Arkansas, Kansas, Iowa, Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota, and New Hampshire, which is an odd combination of states. But all of those people don't have to worry about being fired because of this mandate.
Because of the ruling.
Yep.
That's good. That's interesting. Yeah, it is a weird assortment of states. But, I mean, I guess it must be that particular circuit.
It must be. That's the only thing I can think of. I haven't found any real news articles as to why that is.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay. This is a picture of the new Omicron.
Oh, it's like bugles on a bugle sticking, or corn chip nail tips on a blue ball.
Yeah, kind of. And just for reference, this is a picture of Omicron, the Transformer.
Yes, the giant planet-sized Transformer that they fought in Transformers the movie.
I hope the people collecting Transformers know that the Omicron variant is not a new variant of the Omicron Transformer, because it's not something you want to go to South Africa for.
Oh man, they have it's got to be worth millions.
I wonder how I can catch that one.
Yeah, right. But don't worry, its symptoms are unique but mild. So, make sure you get your booster.
And according to the WHO, it is surprisingly resistant to the vaccine because of the 28 different mutations.
Interesting.
That's very interesting.
Deep State says it's Omicron, not Omicron, just in case you see the incorrect spelling.
Omicron. Yeah.
Not Omicron. Get it like a con job? There you go. I was like, I'm missing the joke here.
It's something.
Yeah, it's in
there.
That guy. Got it. Good. Well done. Okay.
Yeah. Just remember, it's not a transformer. It's a variant of COVID.
Yes, it's the newest one
Just
that they're
wanna
trying to
scare us with,
inform
but
you about.
even though I've heard the Omicron thing on 9 different news channels at like 10 different times throughout the day today and yesterday,
Yeah, they want to inform you.
informed by terrifying people with useless knowledge.
Who said?
That-
Nobody here said propaganda. Okay.
No,
Why would
I
you
didn't
bring
say
that up?
I didn't say propaganda. I
What,
never
you did?
said that propaganda.
No. No.
No.
Sure. Okay. Well, yeah. Definitely
I might
not
have.
saying propaganda. It's information. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, information propaganda. So
All right. Next
do you want to
article.
go into the which one?
Whatever.
Oh, how immunity hasn't been at all tracked.
No.
That the WHO has absolutely zero statistics on people who have gotten COVID, gotten over it, have natural immunity, and has never gotten it again.
They're not researching that at all. It's
Not at all.
It's not useful data.
Not tracking it, not no data, nothing whatsoever anywhere on natural immunity.
Okay.
That
cool.
seems like not very useful piece of information.
Yeah.
So yeah, so if you're not vaccinated but you've got natural immunity, yeah. Anyways, I digress. Oh, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yes.
News on him. He's got 2 fairly large lawsuits. One against Whoopi Goldberg and another person on The View
Nice.
for $60 million.
Joy Behar.
Yes, thank you.
Excellent.
And then another lawsuit for a news network. Have you ever heard of this news network? CNN? I don't know. It's like
Sounds
600
familiar.
million.
$600 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
So
guess
you
that's a
just
lot.
had
I
another-
guess that's a lot of money. It's not, it's not
get-
Two Kings money, but
Eh. Hey, if it puts them out of business,
Yeah.
fine with me.
that would be great.
The second one that they've had to pay out on
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
recently.
Hopefully, yeah. That's awesome. I
They-
think Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar is even better. It's even
It is-
better than CNN. CNN's typical, yeah. MSNBC, typical, sure. Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg, hell yeah, I'm down for that. I saw a meme
Yep.
the other day that had a picture of Joy Reid and Joy Behar and said it's ironic that two of the most miserable people on TV are named Joy.
Yeah. And Whoopi.
Yeah, and Whoopi. Yeah. Man, I liked her as Guinan on Star Trek The Next Generation.
That's just it. I'm conflicted because I really enjoyed that character.
Great character.
But I
and
really
she did
don't
it so well too.
Yeah.
She played it so well. And I like Sister Act. I like Sister Act. I'm sorry.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a fine family film. All right? But she
Even
is a terrible person.
bad. Yes. And she ruins The View. So,
Oh.
just FYI.
The View
But
has been
every-
ruined since day one. The View has been garbage. Just go watch Norm Macdonald's first and only appearance on The View. Have you ever seen it?
That was TV gold. I watched the whole
Dude,
thing.
The
It's
guy,
Oh, good.
it's so freaking sad that he's dead.
I know.
That was
'cause
a
he did
huge loss. Huge. Because that guy
Yeah.
had 0 Fs to give. 0.
And he let them have it. He really did.
Oh,
Called out every.
Totally. It's awesome. And it's what needs to happen
So-
now. Like this is a thing that I've been
Seriously.
thinking of lately. The left says they're outlandish, outrageous, garbage. And as reasonable,
Yeah.
rational people, we feel the need to counter it with reason and rationale, and that's exactly the wrong approach. You know, I mean, obviously, in the early days, it was the right approach, but we're deep into this battle now. You know, we're not going to win them back. They've lost themselves to this ideology, to irrationality, to darkness, really, you know? And so, like, sure that we can think, I mean, there's definitely people in our lives for whom you have to, you know, make the arguments because they're just not paying attention. There's still those people, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, on, you know, when we go on their TV shows and try to have a reasonable conversation, these people aren't reasonable. Why are we trying to do that? I think the thing the thing to do is to freaking laugh in their face. To mock them mercilessly. You know, when they say they're stupid, it's not even just stupid. It's insane stuff.
Yeah.
When these people say, you know, when these people continue to harp on that Kyle Rittenhouse is a murderer, and this is what white America loves, this kind of violence, blah 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 blah. You just go, if you're a guest while that's happening, you just go, oh man, that's ridiculous. Oh, I can't. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that you would say that garbage, but man, you really said it. Wow. Okay. You know, that kind of thing. That's what they do. That's Saul Alinsky tactic 101. You laugh at them. When somebody comes to challenge you, you laugh at them. But this isn't somebody coming to challenge us because they have nothing to challenge us with. They just make their defamatory, exclamatory statements, and it's not even this isn't even a shady tactic. It's just laugh at their ridiculousness. Just laugh at it. I've done it in our comments when there's been a couple times that people come in spouting garbage, you know, against whatever it is we're saying, none of it being factual, and I just laugh. I just put ha 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 ha. That's hilarious. I'm not going to waste time arguing with you. You're a fool.
It's so,
and you should be laughed
more
at.
often.
So say that again?
It's so outlandish that it should be laughed at.
Yeah, definitely.
Laughed at.
I'm not saying that there is no place for the argument, but
or debate.
Yeah.
There's always room for debate, but come at us with reason and logic behind your statements.
They won't. They don't. They have no interest. They have no interest in the debate.
If you want to say something that is inflammatory or something like that, where it's emotionally driven, bring some facts with it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with passion. But if passion is all you've got, it's not based on
if you want to say that that these mandates coming down from the president are a good thing, show me where it's good. Show me where it could be good.
Make your argument.
And show me where it's cost effective. Make your argument. Don't just say, "Oh, you guys are just white racists." No, we're not. We're reasoned. This is all right.
You have
When
that
I pull
statement
articles,
that I sent you the other day. That basically this is an idea that I said since the left began redefining words, their greatest achievement was redefining the word racist to mean someone with common sense and who knows evil when he or she hears or sees it. So I mean, yeah, I guess I am a racist if that's the new definition.
Heaven forbid. Somebody that's reasonable and thought out is a racist.
Mm-hmm. That's what racist means now. All right, so you want to jump on? Let's jump on to the trial. So,
okay.
First off, in response to what you had said earlier, there's a lot going around the internet that the Kyle Rittenhouse trial is on television, but the Maxwell trial we're only getting drawings.
The judge to broadcast.
Yeah, well,
from the courtroom.
It's not the judge. It's an actual federal law. Federal trials aren't allowed to be broadcast.
Really?
According to Newsweek, I think. According to the articles that I've seen. But
I didn't know.
Yeah, me either. Which would make sense as to why MAGA Shaman didn't get his trial broadcast either, because that was a federal trial. Because it was.
Well, even if it was a federal trial, that should have been open enough to where artists could have come in. There should have been news on it, some sort of coverage.
There was some coverage. This is actually maybe a week or two old. But I'm just now remembering to talk about it. But
nothing that I saw.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it wasn't huge because I don't know why. I guess they have nothing to. This is why they have nothing to pin to real. I mean, this is a miscarriage of justice. All right. And so they want that to go in under the radar. But whatever. We're talking about the Maxwell trial. So it's not broadcast because it's a federal trial. But why aren't federal trials allowed to be broadcast? Why is that a law?
That is a very good question that I don't have an answer to.
I mean, we can say, oh well, it's we can so. In response to, they showed Kyle Rittenhouse, but they won't show Maxwell. Obviously, we see who's in control and what they want to hide. But then you can say, well, it's a federal law that that federal trials aren't allowed to be broadcast.
Well,
okay,
yeah,
but that doesn't change the fact that sounds to me like they don't want federal trials to be broadcast because they don't. There'll be things that they want to hide. Things that come across as in the federal sphere. Maybe they want to keep hidden from us. I mean, that objection kind of still stands, whether or not it's federal law, right? I mean, am I wrong about that?
Honestly, I don't know.
Well, I mean. Yeah, we don't know.
With you.
We don't know, but I think it's still a viable accusation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I would agree with.
So then, there you go. It still should be broadcast, and that's all there is to it. So, I'm going to read this article, or bits of it. The prosecution opened its case against Ghislaine Maxwell on Monday, beginning with a disturbing tale of how the British socialite and convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein recruited underage victims for sexual predation. As Matthew Russell Lee blogged for the Inner City Press, Pomerantz, which is the one of the U.S. Attorneys, one of the prosecution. I want to tell you about Jane. She turned 14 years old that summer when a man and a woman walked by. The man said he was a donor who gave scholarships to students at this camp. The woman asked for her phone number. It began a nightmare. The man and woman were predators. Jane was not their only victim. There were other young girls. Who was that woman? It was the defendant, Ghislaine Maxwell. The defendant took these girls on shopping trips and won their trust. She talked sex, and it keeps going from there. There were times she was in the room when it happened. That is why we are here today. Between 1994 and 2004, the defendant exploited young girls. She preyed on them and served them up to be abused. She was trafficking kids for sex. He owned a ranch in New Mexico, an apartment in Paris, a mansion in Manhattan, Palm Beach, a private island. Epstein has private planes and pilots. The defendant got to enjoy that luxury right along with Epstein. The defendant was the lady of the house. She imposed rules. Employees were to hear nothing, see nothing, say nothing. There was a culture of silence. That was by design. The defendant's design. They had a playbook: get access, gain trust. They often targeted the daughters of single mothers, struggling to make ends meet. They made these girls feel seen, but that was a cover. To get the girls to touch Epstein, they used the cover of massage. The defendant massaged Epstein, then told the girls to do it. Epstein brought girls into his massage room every single day. It was abuse. Before I describe these so-called massages, let me say these are the facts. And it gets pretty graphic. But the defendant...
That's nasty.
The defendant helped Epstein find those girls for so-called massages. They lured their victims with the promise of a brighter future, then destroyed their lives. The defendant was jet-setting in private planes. So what happened to Jane? You will hear from her. Someone from Epstein's office invited her to Epstein's house. He told her mother he was offering a scholarship. Jane was 14, a kid. Epstein was in his early 40s, the defendant in her early 30s. Jane traveled to New York to Epstein's mansion where he abused her. She was not the only one. You will learn about multiple girls during the course of this trial. You will learn about a 16-year-old girl who traveled to the ranch in New Mexico. And it just goes on. And then Maxwell's lawyer, Bobby Sternheim, then spoke, opening with this line. Get this. Take this in. Really drink it deep, okay? Just really open yourself up to this line and let it flow through you and feel the taint of corruption that surrounds this whole thing. Ever since Eve, women have been blamed for the evil deeds of men. I'll read it again.
There's wrong with that statement.
Let me read it again. Ever since Eve, women have been blamed for the evil deeds of men. All right. And he goes on. Ghislaine Maxwell is not Jeffrey Epstein or any of the other men, moguls, and media giants who abuse women. Epstein will be mentioned throughout the trial. He is the elephant in the room. He is consuming this entire courtroom and the overflow courtrooms. You are not here to judge Epstein. You are here to determine if Ghislaine Maxwell committed these crimes. We are proud to represent Ghislaine Maxwell. Me and Christian Everdell, Laura Minninger, and Jeffrey Paliuka. These witnesses want a jackpot of money. There are 4 accusers. They'll say Ghislaine groomed them. The Epstein Victims Fund did not test the claimant's stories. They got millions of dollars. Ghislaine Maxwell is on trial because of her association with Epstein. She is a scapegoat. And then the prosecution objects, and the judge overrules it. And Ghislaine is a stand-in for a man who behaved badly. Objection. Let me hear from counsel at the sidebar. And then they discussed. So needless to say, this trial will be about claims against Epstein and Maxwell versus Maxwell's attorneys casting doubt while trying to frame Ghislaine as some sort of a victim herself.
Yeah. Just... Okay.
Yeah. Well, so first of all, Eve wasn't blamed for
No.
for men behaving badly or whatever it is. She made
Okay.
her own choice.
She made her own choice and then brought it to Adam. Adam knew what it was
And made his
before he
own
ever
choice.
and decided to take the bite anyways.
Yes.
He knew better.
And
He knew what it was. It wasn't she didn't trick him.
no. And to top it all off, on top of all of that, the Bible is very clear that Adam is the one responsible for the fall of mankind. Eve did her
Yes.
part. You know, Eve ate the fruit, but it's through Adam that we all have the taint of sin. Okay?
Correct.
That's why we needed a new Adam in the form of Jesus Christ, who lived the perfect life that Adam couldn't live, and that we couldn't live because of Adam, in order to make us right with God the Father. Anyway, so
So
I
I just always hate that statement. I've heard it several times, and it always irks me every time
yeah, it's
because it
garbage.
wasn't Eve that caused the fall of man. It was Adam who made the conscious decision to sin.
And he, as the man, was the one responsible. There are gender
Yes.
roles, people. They do exist. And when we live outside of them, we fall apart. You
Yep.
know?
Society falls apart.
Society falls apart. Our mental health falls apart. Everything. Anyway, so that's day one. Okay.
And I the tactic that these lawyers are using to get this woman off is suspect
Poor
at
choice of
best.
words. Poor choice of words.
It's suspect at best, because if she's right there when he's doing these things, she's helping him do these things. She's no longer a victim.
Mhm.
She never would be a victim at that point. She's a participant. She has made that conscious choice, just like Adam did, to participate and to commit that sin.
Yes. And granted, you know, it is the burden is on the state to prove that she is in fact guilty.
Okay.
And we've been very strong on the show to enforce that you're innocent until proven guilty. And that is true. That is very true.
And she is innocent until the state is able to prove that she's guilty.
100%. Same time,
Yes.
yes.
And that's
What we've
that's
seen
my
is
opinion.
pretty
Maybe you're
damning.
wrong.
What we've seen is pretty damning.
Somebody may have held a gun to her head this entire time, and that's why she did what she did. Okay, well, that's all right. Okay.
Right? You
I
still
don't
did
think
the
so.
wrong thing. You should have taken the bullet.
Yeah.
But all right, day 2. The
Okay.
pilot,
Day-
the pilot of the infamous Lolita Express gets on the stand, and detailed several high-profile individuals he recalls among the passengers on Epstein's numerous flights around the world. While under oath during the trial on Tuesday, pilot Larry Vizosky Jr. was asked to describe his experience, to which he said, "I certainly remember President Trump, but not many people associated with him," adding that he also flew Bill Clinton, Kevin Spacey, violinist Itzhak Perlman, former Senator John Glenn, and Prince Andrew. He said that while he was tasked with cleaning up after one of Clinton's flights, he never saw any sexual activity on the plane. Probably because he was flying the plane.
Probably.
Trump and Epstein were known to have associated with each other in the 90s as New York City playboys and successful entrepreneurs. As the Daily Mail reports, it was previously reported that Trump had flown on Epstein's plane from Palm Beach, where both had homes, to Newark in 1997. Epstein is also said to have flown on one of Trump's private planes. Trump is said to have severed his relationship with Epstein and banned him from Mar-a-Lago after the pedophile was reportedly trying to recruit a towel attendant in the early 2000s, prior to his conviction for soliciting child prostitution. We've known that forever.
Yes.
You know,
It's
so none of
pretty
that
well
is
documented.
new. Although, you know that the media wants to
Read more
the
into
corporate
it.
media wants to push that. See,
Oh, yeah.
we told you. Yes,
And-
you did tell
okay.
us, and you also told us all the context around that, and he's fine. You know,
Here's the other part. If Trump is guilty, Clinton is guilty.
true.
You can't have one
Yeah.
yes, the other one no.
Yeah,
without-
and the real deal is, where were you taking them?
Yes.
Right? He was flying from Palm Beach to Newark. They both had homes in Palm Beach.
And they both worked in
And
Newark.
they're flying to Newark. Trump didn't fly to
The
Little St. James, his private island, with the weird
Yep.
building on it, or the ranch in New Mexico. And we know
Yep.
that he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago after he tried to solicit a towel attendant, or recruit a towel attendant.
Yes.
So he was like, done, you're out. Anyway.
Nope.
Um,
Before all of this came out. So he already separated himself quite thoroughly, and quite honestly, if I was in that same situation, I probably would have reacted about the same way. So I have no qualms against what Trump did or how he acted.
yeah, if you didn't know,
See,
if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
If you do know, you don't get on that plane. If you do find out, you do exactly what Trump did. You kick him out of your establishment and you sever ties with him. Which,
Exactly.
as far as
you
anybody can find, you know that they were searching into every facet of Trump's life as much as possible. And they couldn't find anything that was damning enough to stick, to really destroy him.
Yep.
Something like this would have done that. If it were, and they couldn't find anything. Nothing real. So then Vysotsky spent much of the day talking about the girls that were brought on board. But basically his response is, yes, I remember this person. Yeah, and this is what she looked like. Seemed like a woman to me, kind of deal. Like, she seemed mature to me. I don't know if he's just being a good soldier, standing up for, or if he's,
Former
or if he's like legit, like, I just flew the plane, I
Yeah.
didn't see anything. It was just cool meeting celebrities, and then they brought girls on. They all looked like adults to me. I wasn't carding anybody. I worked for the guy,
Yeah. It wasn't up to me to check on that stuff. But at the same time, I don't know. I really, really, really wish I could watch this trial so I could go, okay, there's so much context you don't get
Oh yeah,
from just reading
in
scripts.
body language and like tone and all that stuff. You're right. You're absolutely right. There shouldn't be this law. This law shouldn't exist.
Yeah. But then senators and
He also
congressmen,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
people get tried would then be on film.
Yeah, for sure. He also said that Epstein's relationship with Maxwell was more personal than business, but I wouldn't characterize it as romantic. Now, here's an interesting back and forth that this one guy was tweeting. And Ghislaine seemed like a nice person to you, did she not? Vysotsky, she did. And you have 2 daughters and you let them ride horses with Ghislaine, right? I did. You saw nothing in 30 years that made you think Mr. Epstein was an abuser, right? I did not. Nothing further. And then the judge says redirect. And then the attorney, one of the prosecutors, Maureen Comey, did you let your 14-year-old daughter massage Mr. Epstein? I did not. Really good question. Now,
Yeah.
what's interesting, though, her name is Maureen Comey. That's right. One of the U.S. attorneys prosecuting this case is James Comey's daughter, former director of the FBI.
Okay.
That's the big, that's the thing I was talking about earlier. The daughter
Interesting.
of the former director of the FBI, James Comey, is one of the leading prosecutors in this case. Now, that was a really good question. So I'm going to
Yes.
give her props on that. You know, well, you let her ride horses with you, right? Yeah. Nothing. You saw nothing for 30 years? No, I did not. All right. No, nothing further. Question. Did you let your 14-year-old daughter massage Mr. Epstein? No, I did not. Great question.
A lot of implication without actually asking, hey, did you let him groom your daughter?
Would you have? Yeah. Of course not. Would you? But to quote George Carlin, it's a big club, and you ain't in it. Right?
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm glad I'm not in that club.
Me too. Apparently, you have to do some pretty evil crap to get in it. And
I in that club.
yeah,
That's not something I'd be ever interested in. I don't care
no,
what kind of perks you get with it. It's not worth it.
not worth. But yeah, I don't like that. Comey's done. I mean, Comey's a scumbag.
I will give her this. Okay.
She is not her father.
Comey's exactly. And you have to give kids the benefit of the doubt because
Well, she's an
the
adult.
kids
now.
aren't like their parents.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know of people who come from horrible families and turn out to be wonderful
yeah,
people.
but do they work in the
Because-
same business as their parents?
Some, yes.
But let's say that business is kind of a criminal organization.
Okay, no. I don't know anybody in that kind of field.
Yeah.
The ones I'm thinking of was there was her dad was a doctor. She became a nurse. Her dad was, let's just say, he did a lot of things wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and she's turned out very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things that he's had problems with, she does not, because she saw the issues with him and chose not to repeat them.
Yeah. But let's look at other families in this
Okay.
realm. Say the Bidens. You know? Hunter Biden is just a stand-up, just a stand-up, honorable citizen. Am I right?
And I'm surprised that this pilot didn't get to meet him.
Yeah. Yeah, right. You know,
Her circles weren't too
I'm
far.
Again, you know, she's innocent until proven guilty, right? But I don't know. It does not bode well. You know, like okay. So here's my thing. The defense is right in one respect. She is a scapegoat, right?
No.
No. Hear me out.
And I'm argue with that statement. She's not a scapegoat because she'd still be going to trial for the exact same thing, even if Epstein was found guilty, whatever his trial went on,
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
Would still be charged the exact same stuff she's being charged with now.
Still,
but she wouldn't have the.
Well, no. She wouldn't be
toss.
charged with the exact same things because she's part of that world. They would hide it as long as they could, you know? So,
like they did for Epstein?
What's that? Yeah, exactly. Eventually it became necessary to do what they did to him for whatever reason that we don't fully know yet. Yeah. The same thing's going to happen to her. I mean,
think so?
Yes, I don't think she's going to, kill herself, quote unquote. But she will go. Here's my prediction. She's gonna be found guilty. All right, but that's as far as this is ever gonna go. You know, like who's the people that they mentioned? You got oh I think I already oh no, here we go. Got John Glenn, Prince Andrew, not even a citizen of the US, so whatever.
No.
Kevin Spacey, he's already disgraced.
Yeah.
So that's not a big revelation. Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton's Teflon, you know? Like he should, like that's kind of a big one, except that we all knew it. Nobody's surprised by that.
I did not have sex relations with that woman.
Yeah. Former Senator John Glenn. Is he even alive?
Ooh. No, I think he's dead.
So,
I think.
Violinist Itzhak Perlman. Okay. We don't know where he was going. You know. Like these aren't huge revelations. And I don't think they're going to tie this in a nice little bow, and they're gonna shove her in a cell, and and that's as far as it goes. You know, she keeps her mouth shut, she stays alive, she serves her her time or whatever. And this never goes any further. Nobody else gets brought down by this, you know?
You don't think so?
I hope I'm wrong. I absolutely hope I'm wrong. And really, we need to be doing the work. We need to stay on top of this. We need to be doing the work of investigating and all this stuff. But
could they bring in some people? Say, I don't know, Bill Clinton?
Yeah.
Say, when you came, was she the one doing this stuff with you, or is she watching? I plead the fifth.
But they're not going to do that.
No, of course not. Why would they want to do that?
And that's the thing. I'm not saying that Ghislaine won't get the justice that she deserves because Maureen Comey is one of the lead prosecutors. But because Maureen Comey is one of the lead prosecutors, I suspect that that's as far as this is ever going to go.
It's not going to dig like we'd like it to.
Yeah. We're not gonna peek. We're not gonna pick at that scab, and unveil the festering wound lying beneath the halls of power. You know.
Lying beneath of Epstein.
Yeah. So. But we have to do our part. You know, like we let this stuff happen because we were not vigilant. Because we were asleep. We're awake now. Let's get going. Let's get cracking. Let's stay on top of this. And we will, at Plausible Foolishness, stay on top of this. And
it's our...
What's that? Say it again?
It's our way of woke.
Yeah, exactly. We're awake. We're not woke. So, anyway. So we're gonna stay on top of it. Again, thank you for your support. Help us reach 150 so that we can keep up with the back end of making the show.
Yes, please.
We need it by the 14th of December, so help us out any way you can. We appreciate it. And on that note, you've been watching Plausible Foolishness, the home of the Rube Empire, where the people are free, the taxes are voluntary, and we serve freshly roasted liberal logic every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9:30 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness, YouTube, Facebook Live, anywhere you can get a podcast, Rumble, Instagram, and minds.com. Peace out.
I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. You fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep. We record while you snoring. Never been about that Taurus. We snapping on tourists. We play to win, better forfeit. Stun gun singing like chorus. We landed in Florida, still in the middle of the forest. You better run like Forrest. Every bar gold, that's oral. So glow, the aura. Way to go to girl Dolores. We skirt off to Lauren. Back to the future, we travel. We zoom into planets, we moving, we out. Yeah, passing you humans, we zapping you losers, bananas, we shooting, no doubt. Yeah, nobody even come close. Beating the odds with my bros. We're the squad and you know. Gone with no rappers have gone. Oh no, I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. You fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep. Hey, that's my cue to come in. Slept on us too long, now you off it when they're coming. Closing up the shuttle, 3, 2, 1, we're launching. Into outer space, blasting right past your assumptions. Slinging hammers with the boys, veteran we making noise. Thicker than the fattest cores, deeper than the hemorrhoids. Elevated people voice, get the power from the source. Danger, 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 danger. Turning back is not a choice. Y'all can't go. Look. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. You fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep.
I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. You fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep. Oh, 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 oh.
banger, 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 gotta bang. We the ones that put the words that's scrolling out in outer space. You don't want a war with stars, we all a problem. We the gang that took over these coordinates, don't bring it our way. Fire, fire, better retire. On the job, ain't no one higher. High up, see the hardest drivers. Galaxy brightest, alien siders. Out in the field, we left them signs. This is seismic, broke that ground, that's why we signed up. Zodiac signs, ain't no one by
I'm a
ya.
desperado, there will be no next to follow. Time I give them extra throttle, but I never need to flex it. Better when you exit, we shine like Apollo. And I gotta hold this to accolades, I'm feeling like Milano. No rappers have gone the motto, ayy. Fire, fire, burning all through my veins, aiming higher and higher. Enemies know my name.
Banger, 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 gotta bang. We the ones that put the words that's scrolling out in outer space. You don't want a war with stars, we all a problem. We the gang that took over these coordinates, don't bring it our way.
This that make them wanna bounce. Tag them, bag them, going dragging, racking up the body counts. Breathing fire on my rivals, melting every single rifle. Burning cities to the ground, most are dead upon arrival. Going down must be your FICO, no one going at you like a hypo.
Halogenic, venomous viper, killing it sniper, in your vitals.
And echoing like a rhino, or etching them like a vinyl.
We unidentified flying in Space Force, you know the title. Ay.
Fire, fire, burning all through my veins, aiming higher and higher. Enemies know my name.
Banger, 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 gotta bang. We the ones that put the words that's scrolling out in outer space. You don't want a war with stars, we all a problem. We the gang that took over these coordinates, don't bring it our way.
Just give me 30 seconds, man.
This that make them wanna bounce. Tag them, bag them, going dragging, racking up the body counts. Breathing fire on my rivals, melting every single rifle. Burning cities to the ground. Most of this that make them wanna bounce. Tag them, bag them, going dragging, racking up the body counts. Breathing fire on my rivals, melting every single rifle. Burning cities to the ground, most are dead upon arrival. Woo!
What? Wow. Space Force, wow. Space Force, through your tape, we fast forward. We came through that time warp. Your foreheads look like warp. Everybody look confused, huh? How do we make these moves, huh? How do we always improve, huh? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team, holy mackerel. Know us, and we reign in better grab a boat.
We a different breed, talking alien. Survivor of the fittest and we play to win. Grab another bounty and get paid again. Then we fade into the dark like a gradient. Dark like a gradient. Dark like a gradient.
Space Force, through your tape, we fast forward. We came through that time warp. Your foreheads look like warp. Everybody look confused, huh? How do we make these moves, huh? How do we always improve, huh? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team, holy mackerel. Know us, and we reign in better grab a boat.
Poke the bear, you better go in there. My fireworks in the sky like a Roman air. An imposer in the throne, and it's stole my chair. Any moment here could become a polar bear. It's cold in here, in a flash like a solar flare. The Vulcan here, my whole career, they cloak the beer. They will get over me and then it won't appear. In iguana like a fauna, now I go to be deer.
Space Force, through your tape, we fast forward. We came through that time warp. Your foreheads look like warp. Everybody look confused, huh? How do we make these moves, huh? How do we always improve, huh? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team, holy mackerel. Know us, and we reign in better grab a boat. Space Force, through your tape, we fast forward. We came through that time warp. Your foreheads look like warp. Everybody look confused. How do we make these moves? How do we always improve? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team. Holy mackerel. Know us, then we raining. Better grab a boat. Wow. Space Force, wow.
Yo, it's crazy that when I sit back and look, that even within the black community, we have a whole war going on amongst conservatives and others simply about how we want to move the black community forward.
I saw that on the gram, Snoop made a post, bashing on some black educated folks. Calling them a coon, no it wasn't jokes. Man, you tripping like your foot caught between the spokes. You couldn't hold a light next to hurricane. Southern Maine with better class and better brains. Out rebuilding our communities and other things. Like making up for all the damage from the dope and slang. Candace O, she's a queen in her own right. Not the type to monetize off her own plight. Working hard for black America day and night. Understand that you're not the only dog in this fight. Terrence K refused to be a product of the system. Fast around the foster care, no he ain't a victim. You got probation and luckily dies going to prison. Then you believe you have the right to pose criticism? David Harris, I can tell the pain's authentic. He truly cares for the people, meaning all pigment. Your music is the reason why this generation's violent. Another reason why I couldn't stay silent. Miss Staten, she's a G, she did real time. All you do is talk about it, a real crime. But even that can't hold her back while she steady climb the long ladder to success in these troubled times. Tell me what's wrong with Pastor Darrell Scott? You hating on the man simply how I walk with God. When he supported you when you was Snoop lying. Even when the majority figure Snoop lying. Look, I ain't falling for the tongue in cheek. Your virtual threats, man, they kinda weak. Cause I bet you ain't stepping to the Hodge twins. Just to fight with Shaw loses and Hobbs wins. You hate on Diamond and Silk, Paris Bernard. They support the president and that is regardless of all the hate that they receive. Being loyal is a trait that a dog can't conceive, huh? Funny how you say we work for massa. Hold on to that thought, got some questions wanna ask you. Who's in videos with the chains around the neck? Posing next to Trump, the very man you disrespect. Who's buddy with all the Democrats? The very same party owned slaves in the past. Who's the one seen treating women like the objects? Pushing drugs, alcohol seems pretty obvious. Who became a slave to the game? Traded all your mores for the fame. No more calling names. A real man step into the base. Better ask a Breakfast Club how these facts really taste.
That was good, man. Man, I ain't gonna lie, that's why I like watching it, man, cause you be hitting with the spit in the ass. You know what I'm saying? Nigga like me, I don't be a new stats. I got common sense. I just be like, listen, that just don't make no sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be, but if I had stats, oh my God.
They gon' hate me for this one. Hashtag facts are racist. R.I.P. mom, you the greatest. Raced up a king and they hate it. Everyone mind about races when they're not the biggest problem we facing. Take a real look at the nation. Single motherhood inflation. With your boys I saw jumping a lady. She only 15, left for bloody and